What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Carson's Culture Kitchen. I finally figured it out, y'all. I finally figured it out. For the past few months, I have been racking my brain on how we are going to travel the world, how I'm going to pick a dish from every freaking country in the world and share it with you guys. Like, that is a big task. And it finally hit me all at once. I am going to go in alphabetical, yes, exactly, alphabetical order, right? And what country are we going to visit first? You don't, every time. The country we are going to visit first, since it is in alphabetical order, is Afghanistan. Woo! So the national dish of Afghanistan is Quabli Pulao, and it's a rice dish. It's served with chicken. I've also seen a recipe with lamb too. So chicken or lamb, and then it's topped with like carrots, raisins, and nuts. Quabli Pulao was more for the higher class region of Afghanistan because it included extra stuff like the nuts and the raisins and the carrots, stuff that the average, native wasn't able to afford for a while. But as it became a more popular dish, it actually got a name change. So there's two different versions of the name for the same dish, and I'll post those on the screen so you can see. But yeah, so that's where it came from. The method I found online is one of the simpler ones. It can be a very time-consuming dish. So I'm going to post two different links to the recipes that I was referencing in this episode. But with all that said, let's get started. To start, we're going to saute some onions, and then we're going to add chicken into the same pot and start to brown the chicken. And then we will add two cups of chicken stock and the seasonings. Okay, hold on one second. You have to wait. Bear with me. Okay, so here, look. So in the seasonings, we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of each of these seasonings. So 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Gonna add it. No, don't. Woo, we ain't doing the cinnamon challenge up in here, okay? Look, you gotta grab it and boop. Yay! Okay. And then we're gonna do another teaspoon of cumin. Same thing, look. Ooh. I'm doing heaping teaspoons here. Ready? You're gonna add it? Boop. Yay! Good job. Another teaspoon of cardamom powder. I got this cardamom powder. I don't think you can find it at normal grocery stores. I couldn't find it at mine, so I had to go to an Indian market. Ready? Boop. Yay! The recipe that we are making says, just a basic teaspoon, and it also says only 1 pound of chicken, but the package of chicken that I got is 2 pounds. So I did heaping teaspoons, if that makes sense. And then it also called for saffron powder, but my Indian market did not have saffron powder. It only had actual saffron. so disinterested. My poor baby. So we're just gonna add a pinch of actual saffron into the seasonings because it's going to boil into a stock. And then a teaspoon of salt. Do you wanna go? We might have somebody who is not down for the recipe tonight. You gonna be down for tasting it? Fun fact. Okay, I'll let him go. Let him be a kid, right? Say, let me go, mama. Okay, love you. Fun fact, Carson does not really like rice right now. He doesn't like the texture of it. So the fact that Afghanistan's national dish is a rice dish is gonna be pretty interesting. So anyway, here it is. These are all the seasonings. We are going to saute the onions next in some vegetable oil and then start to brown the boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Right now we are letting the chicken brown for a few minutes on each side. There's a lot of differences in this recipe compared to some other ones that I looked at. I think overall this recipe is meant to be a simpler version of the Quabli Pulao. I think I'm forever gonna have problems pronunciating different cultures, recipes, words, so I apologize. Don't do it. I'm trying, okay? We in here, we trying. What's the saying? Not a chef, just a mama. I think I'm starting to burn the chicken, or maybe turn it down. Oh Lord. I shouldn't have said that saying the moment I said I'm not a chef, just a mama. Everything just is starting. Okay. So I just added 2 cups of chicken stock. So in the original recipe said to add 2 cups of water, but I decided to add chicken stock instead. I'll explain in a second. Look, you wanna add it? Hey, look. Ooh. Yay. Oh, boy. He's probably not gonna be back. He does not want to be dealing with this today. He said, you can Quabli Pulao yourself, okay? We're gonna let the chicken simmer for 1 hour. After that, we'll remove the chicken and add the rice and start to cook the rice. And then we will also start to saute the vegetables, and then we bake it, and then we eat. Okay. Woo, Lord. That was a lot. This smells really good. It smells, what does it smell like? It smells like if Christmas and India, the country, had a baby. Kind of like, think of like a curry infused with like a cinnamon cookie. That's honestly the vibes that I'm getting. So, but we'll see. One thing I noticed with this recipe that kind of was also different compared to other recipes is that they didn't season the chicken at all before they started to brown it. If you try this Quabli Pulao for yourself, just know that there are tons of different variations on the internet. I heard that people add garlic powder, but garlic should not be in this dish at all. Hi, bye-bye. Supposedly. I don't know. You let me know if you're part of that culture. You educate me. This is the whole point of the show, is to explore different cultures and find out for myself so we can eventually go travel there in person and try it on our own. Traveling to Afghanistan Who knows who will be in a few years. It might be a very real possibility one day. You never know what God is going to give you. All right, everybody. It has been an hour since we last saw each other. This is what the chicken looks like. We're about to remove it, put it on a separate plate, and then we're going to add 2 cups of basmati rice into the broth that we have created. Okay. Okay, 2 cups basmati rice. Okay, so in order to cook this rice, we're just gonna let it come to a boil again. So you're gonna turn the heat up, let the rice come to a boil, and then you're going to turn it back down and let it simmer for another 20 minutes until it fully absorbs all the liquid and becomes nice and fluffy. You want it to be more al dente because it's going to continue to cook in the oven. While we are letting the rice cook, we are going to saute the carrots, raisins, and what else goes up in this? Carrots, raisins, and almonds. Bam! Okay, so in order to saute the carrots, raisins, and almonds, we're gonna add about a teaspoon. I think it's a little bit like a tablespoon. Did it measure? I think it's about a tablespoon. Tablespoon of all vegetable oil in the pan. You're gonna let it heat up, and then you're gonna add a teaspoon of. Let me get my teaspoon because we need it. So you're gonna add about a teaspoon of either regular sugar or brown sugar. What? I think it's his bedtime, so pause for intermission because I have to go be a mama. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Baby boy was not feeling it tonight, so it was more of just a me and you thing, not a us thing. Anyway, he was like, I'm a Quabli Pulao my butt to sleep. Okay, that's what he said. Anyway, so we're gonna add the carrots into. Ow! 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 Always getting popped. Always. Oh my gosh. Alright, we're going to add the carrots. Let them start to saute. And then you want to add a teaspoon of brown sugar or regular sugar per recipes that I've looked up. And the sugar just helps caramelize the carrots and brings out more flavor. So supposedly, hopefully, all these different flavors will really blend together really well at the end of the recipe when we taste it. Another difference between this recipe and the other recipes that I've looked at, this one says to caramelize the carrots. You just want to caramelize them until they are like a bright red color. Not red, a bright orange color. I think I'm actually over caramelizing them. And then you want to remove them from the heat, supposedly, but then other ones say to just add everything in together. So I'm just gonna do that instead because time. Okay. These raisins are dry as hell. They're dry as hell. They're like rock hard, but hopefully sauteing them is supposed to plump them up. So I really hope it brings them back to life because right now they've been dead and buried for some years. Okay. And I just bought them today. I should have known. Anyway. Rice is done. So I took it off the heat. Everything is ready to go to put in the oven. So we're gonna grease the Pyrex dish. And then we're gonna add our rice, a really good rice. I'm very surprised I'm gonna eat all of this over the next week because it's just me. Carson probably won't eat it, but you know, you never know. You can't really judge. Oh my gosh, We have concole. Wait, concon. I don't know. My grandma. Concolon. That's right. There we go. Okay. My grandma. She was Panamanian, Costa Rican. My mom said that she used to always love she called it concolon, which is like the burnt, like stuck rice at the bottom of the pot. And we got a lot of that. It looks like we got some. So hey grandma. R.I.P. I hope you living your best life up there. For real. I hope you living your best life, grandma. Okay. Hope I'm making you proud. Okay, so rice. And then we're going to add the chicken. Now, in the other recipe, she had everything separate, and she even baked what are those called? Dang it! She even baked the carrots and the raisins and everything in a separate foil packet, so she didn't want all the flavors to melt together necessarily. She wanted them all to stay separate, just get juicified. But we're gonna lay it on top, and then we're gonna stick it in the oven, and we're gonna bake it, and we're gonna eat it, and we're gonna have a great time. A great time. Are you having a great time? I'm having a great time. So now we're going to cover it with foil. So we're gonna bake it. We're gonna put it in the oven now for about 40 to 45 minutes, and after that we'll plate it up and see how beautiful she came out. All right, everybody, I think she is done. She is smelling good. Let's see if she's looking good. It's time to pull her out. Let's see what we got. Ooh, I just burned myself. Ow, I just burned myself. Just a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. Keep pushing. Look at this curl. Why are you so out of place? Just so extra. I'm hoping that she is everything that I have dreamt of, because, you know, it's been a minute. She's been like 2 hours. We've been cooking it up. So let's see. Ooh. She looks exactly the same. Exactly how we put her in, she came out. It's okay. The whole point was just to get the flavors to meld, to get them a little bit more concentrated. It still is beautiful. I am actually very satisfied with the outcome, and I'm hoping that it tastes as good as the rice tasted all together as a complete dish. I hope that it melds and is just like a symphony of flavors in my mouth. So Quabli Pulao, how they plate it is, I'm actually going to destroy this a little bit, but supposedly, traditionally, the chicken is supposed to be the prize, because duh, it's chicken, right? And then the rice is supposed to cover the chicken. So, and they would have this in a huge platter form, like party style, usually when they serve this. So the chicken is on the bottom, rice, and then you top it with the mixture of the carrots, almonds, and raisins. And it looks like the actual raisins did soften up. Thank goodness, because like I said, they were dead and gone, okay? But they they got some life back into them. This actually looks beautiful, and I am so excited to try it. Another quick little history lesson. This dish was made by a lot of female suitors who are trying to get married. If she could make this dish correctly, or if she makes it well enough, then she would be considered a valuable bride, or she would be considered, like, I'm not sure the wording, but you get what I mean. If you cook this well, you got some really good brownie points to get married, basically. Okay? So let's give it a try. It's not my favorite, but it's not bad. So I do like it. It's really good, actually. There's a really good flavor. Again, I'm going from the perspective of I'm not a part of that culture, you know, so it's not truly authentic. This is my first time ever making it. There are a ton of different videos that make it many different ways. So this one in particular, the pros. The rice is really good. I'm very glad that I chose chicken stock instead of water because it gave it a lot more flavor. The carrots, surprisingly, I didn't know if the carrots were going to complement it that well. I don't know why I thought that. Sometimes, in my opinion, carrots taste more out of place than in place, you know, when it comes to certain recipes. So I thought they were going to kind of be like a sore thumb, but I like them a lot. Like, this dish would not be this dish without the carrots and the nuts. Now the raisins, I think maybe it's the type of raisins. The more complex recipe that I saw used the black raisins, which is why I chose them. But maybe it's the brand. I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't cook it right. Who knows? But I don't like these particular raisins in the dish. I think they need to be a little bit smaller. I would definitely season the chicken before you brown it with some salt and pepper at least. Again, maybe it's just this recipe, but the chicken is a little bit bland and you can taste that there was no pre-seasoning before you started to actually cook it. So that really does make a big difference. Other than that, it was a pretty freaking good dish. I'm always gonna keep it real with y'all. The last two dishes that I made, they were bomb. And if it's bomb, I'm gonna let you know. And if it's not that good, I'm gonna let you know. But again, this is all just a mama trying out these different cultured foods, okay? So I cannot wait to try this dish authentically one day. Maybe I'll end up going to Afghanistan, maybe not, who knows? You know, the world is a crazy place. You never know. You never know. So, but in order for me to even have that chance, I need y'all to like, share, subscribe, become a part of our family, become a part of these dreams, so one day I can be taking you along with us when we finally start to travel the world. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much. If you have made it to this point, you mean everything to me. Literally, like, thank you so much. I love you, and we will see you next time. Bye.